Good evening, board, staff, and community. My name is Mark Triplett. I'm the Director of Instruction for middle schools, and I have the pleasure of working, I've worked this year at Frick Middle School with all of the dedicated staff and leadership there. So that's one of the 5 schools that I'm working at. So really quickly, I wanted to touch on some of the things we've done there this year and our goals. But first I wanted to just mention that we have approached the work at Frick this year with an understanding that despite the incredible efforts of educators and leaders at Frick and in the community for a number of years, the status quo there is just not acceptable, that we have to do something different. And so I want to appreciate the board for calling that out and really continuing to push us to do something different and make sure that we implement change at Frick. And I'm pleased to say that we have seen some change already. And although we have seen that change, it's absolutely not sufficient. And so we really need to continue to push. Some of the things that have happened this year is there's been a really exciting development of a strong ILT at the school. And through that development, they have also been able to really drive the professional development at the site. So it's been really driven by teacher leaders. I know teacher leaders was something that was talked about earlier. The rounds process and other on-site walkthroughs of classrooms has really helped to push the instructional work at the site. And then we have actually already engaged in some community engagement around this issue of change. So we've had some engagement with staff around sort of a mid-year reflection and then a school self-assessment with an eye towards how can we create a strategic plan for the upcoming years that will really change the school. In addition, we've had restorative justice and RJ coordinator on the site, which has really helped to begin to change the culture. We've had community partnerships, including Bridging the Chasm. Some of their folks are here today, and they've helped to support the work of the voluntary resolution plan there. The manhood development classes in partnership with African American Male Achievement Office have been really instrumental. And the school has developed a strategic plan around addressing chronic absence. And that was really driven by the community schools manager, Jamie Lally, who's here this evening. And then lastly, there's been a review and a revision of the school safety plan. And so we're really focused on trying to make sure that the site is safe, first and foremost. So some of the results that we've seen, number one is at this point we're on track to reach our end of year growth goal for literacy. So at this point 58.2% of the students have demonstrated a mid-year, like half a year's growth at the mid-year, which again is meeting the target. And then to say that 50% of our students achieving 1 year's growth, to say that that's okay is just absolutely not, right? So we have to continue to push ourselves on that. We've seen 50% increase in the number of students engaged in daily academic discourse, which we know as a district is a real priority in terms of students being able to engage in curriculum and think critically. And then we've seen a reduction in the chronic absence rate. Last year at this time, it was 20% of the students at Frick were chronically absent. This year, it's 9.5. So it's a really fantastic change, and again, it's not enough. So what we want to continue to do there this spring, as was mentioned in the slide presentation, is explore these tier 3 options and what they would look like at Frick, and engage the community in that process of thinking about how those 3 options could play out at the site. We also want to continue the leadership really focusing on observation and feedback of instruction, so continuing to support teachers with to improve their practice. And then, as Monica mentioned, for Brookfield, we really want to continue to build out a strategic plan for next year that continues to push the school. And then the last thing I'll mention is that just to the point around highly skilled staff, critical to changing the school is to make sure we're recruiting and retaining quality teachers. And so that's a big thing. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you.